Joshua, the warrior king and the fallen giants. Long ago, when the earth was still young and kingdoms were mighty, a chosen warrior rose among men. Joshua, the fearless leader of Israel. He was not just a warrior, he was a conqueror, a hero of divine power, destined to claim the land promised by the heavens. Chapter 1. The River of Light. Beyond the wilderness, where the sun kissed the golden sands, stood the great Jordan River, swirling with untamed waters. The promised land lay beyond, but the river roared like a guardian beast, daring anyone to cross. Joshua stood before his people, his cloak billowing in the wind. He raised his sword to the sky and declared, "The time has come. The land before us belongs to us, for the Lord has spoken it." At his command, the priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant stepped into the waters, and suddenly, a miracle. The waters split apart, rising into towering waves of shimmering light. A golden path of dry ground stretched before them, and the Israelites marched forward as if walking through the gates of another world. As the last man stepped onto the other side, the river roared back into place, sealing the way behind them. The conquest had begun. Chapter 2. The Fall of the Titan Walls. In the heart of Canaan stood Jericho, a fortress of unbreakable walls, built by the hands of ancient giants. Its towers stretched to the heavens, and its gates were sealed by iron and sorcery. No army could breach it, but Joshua did not fear. One night, beneath the silver glow of the moon, a warrior bathed in celestial fire appeared before him. His eyes burned like stars, and his sword gleamed like lightning. "I am the commander of the Lord's army," the being said. "The battle is not yours, but God's. Follow the plan, and the walls will crumble." For 6 days, the Israelites marched around Jericho in silence, their presence like the shadow of an impending storm. On the 7th day, when the sun stood high, Joshua gave the command, "Shout, for the Lord has given us the city." With a deafening roar, the warriors unleashed their voices. The trumpets of the priests blared like the calls of celestial beasts. The ground quaked, and then, a mighty explosion of divine power. The walls of Jericho cracked, then shattered like glass, collapsing in a storm of dust and fire. The great fortress fell, and Joshua led his warriors through the ruins, claiming the city for Israel. Chapter 3. The War of the Five Kings. As Joshua's legend spread, the dark rulers of Canaan trembled. 5 kings, lords of sorcery and might, forged a forbidden alliance. They summoned warriors, beasts, and giants from the mountains, raising an army unlike any the world had seen. As night fell upon the battlefield, their warlocks cast a spell, calling forth a storm of darkness to blind Joshua's warriors. But Joshua raised his sword to the heavens and cried, "Sun, stand still over Gibeon. Moon, halt over the valley of Ajalon." At his command, the heavens obeyed. The sun froze in the sky, casting its golden light over the battlefield. The moon stood motionless, holding back the darkness. Time itself was bound by Joshua's words. With their enemies exposed, Joshua and his warriors charged like a tempest. Swords clashed, lightning split the sky, and the 5 kings fell, their dark magic vanishing into the wind. Chapter 4. The Land of Heroes. With each victory, Joshua's warriors claimed mountains, rivers, and cities of wonder. They stood atop the ruins of fallen empires and planted the banner of Israel across the land of Canaan. One by one, the kings of old fell, their strongholds crumbling, their people fleeing. Joshua, now crowned in glory, gathered his people before the sacred hills and declared, "This land is ours, but our hearts must belong to the Lord. Choose now whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." The people roared in agreement, swearing their allegiance to the Almighty. And so the land of Canaan, once ruled by darkness, became the home of God's chosen people. Joshua, the warrior of faith, the conqueror of giants, and the commander of miracles, had fulfilled his destiny. His name would be sung in the halls of heroes for generations to come. Moral of the story: courage, faith, and obedience are the weapons of true warriors. With them, no wall is too strong, no enemy too great, and no battle unwinnable. The end.